Rescue Copter, a helicopter simulation game. You know, there's a lot of plane simulation games, a lot of car simulation games, hell, a lot of truck simulation games. I've reviewed a few, but not too many helicopter simulation games. Anyway, this game is mission-based. You do all sorts of missions in your helicopter. It's not just rescue missions. There are missions that involve just flying around and giving a tour to a bunch of tourists. There are treasure-finding missions where you have to fly around an island and look for all these coins that are scattered all throughout the island. And these are time-based, so you have to do it in a certain amount of time or the mission's over and you fail. And also there's a free fly option, so you don't have to do any of the missions if you don't want to. This is a great helicopter simulation. I mean, the helicopters control great, especially once you get the hang of the controls. It's very precise, and for the most part, the actual helicopter flying is as realistic as it can be. There are some things that aren't realistic at all, like if you go at the ground really fast, the helicopter doesn't brake, it just kind of bounces off. Or if you hit the water, it bounces off the water too. These are things in place to make the game a little more enjoyable and not insanely difficult, but they do take you out of the simulation aspect of the game, because obviously a helicopter isn't going to bounce off of water. It's going to fall into that bitch and you're going to drown. The things you have to do in this game require pinpoint precision. Like when you have to fly through rings, the rings are tiny. I mean, the rings are basically the circumference of your helicopter. You have to be in the same exact position as the ring to fly through it. And of course, this is harder with a helicopter than with, say, a plane, because a helicopter has to line its level up precisely, and then when you fly forward, the level changes a little bit. It's very hard. Picking up these coins is incredibly hard too. You can't just be in the general area of the coin and pick it up. You have to be right smack dab in the middle of the coin. Even if the coin's edges are touching you, you can't pick it up. You really have to line yourself up precisely. You have to rescue someone that's drowning. Well, first of all, you have to take into account that the person is moving around, and then you have to lower your helicopter rescue ranger and line him up precisely with the person you're trying to save. It is really, really difficult and requires nerves of steel. Sometimes the game gives you a break and the missions are actually action-packed rather than being about precision. These missions include crop dusting and you feel kind of like a farmer. It's like a helicopter harvest moon. Or a mission where you actually have to chase down a bad guy, like someone steals a boat and you have to fly near him and just follow him until he has nowhere to go. These are the most fun missions, but honestly, the really difficult missions where you have to be super precise, while those are gruelingly difficult, because of the very tight controls in this game, it's no one's fault but your own if you fail. The game gives you all the tools to succeed, and if you don't succeed, it's your own fault and you just have to practice some more. This game has just really great graphics for a PS1 title. It's huge. I mean, it's just huge, sprawling environments you're flying around in. It's pretty impressive that they could pack this much stuff into a PS1 game. And the controls really are just the best part of this game. I mean, PS1 games, or just games from that general gaming era, aren't exactly famous for really tight controls, but these controls, they could have easily been done on a professionally made helicopter simulation for the PS3 or something. I mean, this is the type of helicopter simulation they could easily use in, like, helicopter training. Especially because you don't just fly in the third-person perspective. You can change around your perspectives, like third-person, far-away view from the bottom, and even first-person. And all these views actually do help you out in various missions. Like, when you have to fly through rings, you have to be in first-person. Otherwise, it's almost impossible. When you have to do something like crop dust or chase a boat thief, I would recommend using a third-person perspective because I found that the gameplay and the controls are easier that way. Rescue Copter doesn't have any pizzazz, there's no flash, but the tight controls and the really challenging yet fun gameplay makes this a great game for adults. I don't see kids enjoying this because I really think the realistic controls and how precise you have to be in a lot of the missions would make this almost impossible for a kid. But an adult that's really good at games, I would definitely recommend this game. It's a great and fun challenge. Rescue Copter gets an official Stan Birdman rating of a 7.8 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.